So welcome back to my channel. Today I shall discuss one new poem. The name of the poem is Amanda by Robin Klein. And who is Robin Klein? Robin Klein is an Australian poet. She is still alive. Her age is 88 years and she is now living in Melbourne. So now going to the poem Amanda. Amanda is the poem about a girl, about a child, and the abuse, about the continuous abuse by her mother. She always scolds her child, her daughter Amanda. And what else? Amanda, being scolded, wants to get a new place of her own. She wants a room of her own. She wants to get freedom by imagining herself in a new, in another world. So today I shall discuss few important questions as well as few important analysis of the poem Amanda, which are important for your upcoming exams. So watch till end. So Amanda has been written by Robin Klein, and this poem is about teenagers' psychology. You can use this phrase in the exam, teenagers' psychology. And Amanda is constantly abused, constantly scolded, constantly instructed by her mother. And what else? She is lost in her own world of freedom. She is not paying heed to her mother's words. Rather, she is finding or searching some solace, some soothing place, some shelter of her own, in her own psychology, in her own mind. And through the poem, the poet instructs that the parents must give some freedom, a little space to their children so that their psychology, their growth, there are two types of growth. One is physical and the other one is psychological. Though physically we can grow, but psychologically sometimes we are obstructed by the environment we are in or we are involved in, by the environment we grow up. So the environment is important. The environment through which we bring up is important, because that environment sometimes obstructs the growth of the child, the psychological growth of the child. That's why Amanda is the poem of the teenager psychology, how it is obstructed, how it is stopped, how it is diverted by the continuous abuse, continuous scolding of her mother or parents. So there are many don'ts. Don't bite your nails, don't hunch your shoulders. There are many don'ts. And then then Amanda is searching for the another place, another imaginary world like languid emerald sea where a mermaid resides. So she is imagining herself as a mermaid so that she can find a new kind of place, a new solace, a new kind of shelter, a psychological shelter, I would say. In that place she can live in her own world where there is no scolding, there is no abuse, there is no instruction for her. And in the third stanza, did you finish your homework, Amanda? So her mother is always reminding her daughter about the homeworks, about the duties she had to do. Did you tidy your room? So Amanda is also instructed to clean her own room. But we know Amanda has her own room in her own mind. She is finding shelter in another place. And she thinks herself as an orphan, because orphans do not get any instruction. They are not instructed, they are not scolded by anyone else. They are shelterless, they are parentless. And the silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Very important line for the poem. The most important line, I should say. The silence is golden. So to Amanda, the silence, the continuous, to avoid that continuous scolding. She is she wants to get a silence which is golden to her, and she wants a kind of freedom which is sweet to her, because the environment of her own room, the continuous scolding, the continuous instruction in her own room choke her voice, choke her mind, obstruct her mind. That's why. Don't eat that chocolate, remember your acne. So, again, some other issues are there by which Amanda is instructing. And she thinks herself as Rapunzel, the German fairy tale, the girl of a German fairy tale, who lived in a high tower alone. And she has a long, beautiful hair, like a fairy tale, like a girl of a fairy tale. She thinks herself. And Amanda is always moody. Anyone would think that I nagged at you. So mother is also instructing that don't behave like that, don't behave like so that other or any other or anybody else would think that I scold you. So mother scolds her. She knows itself very well. Still, she is safeguarding herself through the through a vague appearance of a loving, caring parent. So the poetic devices are important from this poem. The poetic devices are, we can say the first poetic device is allusion, because allusion is there, mermaid allusion. Mermaid, you know, mermaid uh, is a kind of an imaginary object or person who has a fishy tail and a body is like a human being. And Rapunzel, you know, a girl of a German fairy tale, and she lives in a high tower. So these are two allusions, and you can also say there is metaphor. Metaphor, you know, the hidden comparison between two objects or things. And in this poem, metaphor is freedom is sweet. So here freedom is sweet, silence is golden, languid emeraldsy. All these are the examples of metaphor, because these objects are highlighting, or in an oblique way, it hints at the point of the freedom, psychological freedom of Amanda. Repetition is there, use of Amanda is there, repetition. Okay. Now coming to the few important questions. So some stanzas would come, and there from that part few questions may be asked, like don't bite your nails, don't hunch your shoulders. In that, from that stanza, the purpose of the speaker's words are, what is the purpose of saying so by the mother of Amanda. So the purpose is to improve the listener's posture and habits. Such question may come, and the poetic devices may come, and why the word Amanda is repeated, because of the frustration of the speaker. This is also important, why the word Amanda is repeated in that poem. So which kind of freedom does Amanda want? This may also come. She wants a psychological freedom, she wants a room of her own. And another important question, Amanda was blamed for a number of things. List them, make a list of them. And what else? The character of her mother is important. And what impression do you form about Amanda? What is your thinking about Amanda? So Amanda is a young, restless girl who wants a kind of a freedom, a psychological freedom, and she lives in her own imagination. She wants to be a mermaid, she wants to be a Rapunzel, she wants to be an orphan. So she lives in her own world, and she is not granted any freedom by her own mother, and she is always she is always victimized by her frustrated mother. And about the broad questions, how does Amanda tackle the nagging nature of her mother? This question is important. How does Amanda tackle all the obstruction, all the instruction, all the scolding by her mother. How? By thinking herself in another place, by thinking herself as an orphan, by thinking herself as Rapunzel, as a mermaid. She wants to live a carefree, happy life. She does not want to be instructed, scolded, always, continuously. So she wants to escape from the realities of life. Thus, we can say that she is an escapist. She is romantic in nature. She is adventurous. She wants a freedom, a mental peace. She wants to run away from that choking, from that uh, venomous, a poisonous place, I would say. The place becomes poisonous by the continuous instruction and scolding of by her own mother. And escapism is one way to run away from the harsh realities. So this question is important, that explain the escapism. How can we escape the realities by making an imagination of our own? So we can escape the realities, we can escape all the problems, all the dangers by imagining ourselves. We always imagine all time when we are in depression, when we are in problems. We can imagine that that would be better if I were a bird, or if I were in that place. So we can always imagine, we can make a freedom of our own mind. So thus we can avoid all the negative impacts of our life. So Amanda's mother intention may be to make her daughter disciplined, to make her mature, but Amanda does not like that kind of attitude, that kind of life instructed by her own mother. So it is the mother's behavior that is forcing her to do so. But the parents need to understand that there is another space, another space of their own daughters and sons to make their own psychological development. So, okay, this is about the poem Amanda. You can make a summary of it to write down all the kinds of answer. And the teenager psychology is important, escapism is important, and the imaginary places are important where Amanda want to take a shelter of her own. Okay, thank you for watching, and you can, if you like it, you can hit the like button and share it with your friends. And all the best for your upcoming exam. And if you want such videos, you can subscribe it. And if you want any particular chapter, then please comment in the comment box. Okay, thank you. Bye.